What is going on, everybody? Today we're going to be talking all about mobile off-grid refrigerating systems and what we ended up choosing for our Skoolie conversion. So I, for one, didn't have an extra $1,000 laying around to blow on basically a glorified cooler, and I didn't want to have to deal with all of the propane in a standard RV fridge, and honestly, those weren't any better in price. And the budget options, just rolling with the standard cooler and having to literally sieve your food out of a bunch of melted ice and water, sounded awful to me as well. So we went with an awesome hack that we came across that I think gives us more usable space, is just as energy efficient, and is literally a fraction of the cost of a lot of those leading three-way AC/DC propane refrigerating options. So I will go ahead and show you that next. Hi there, and welcome to Healthy Trails. I'm Steven.
And I'm Jackie, and together we created Healthy Trails to bring wellness to you.
We're traveling around the U.S. in our self-converted school bus and home on wheels to meet you where you're at and help guide you along your individual wellness journey. We can't wait to explore and adventure with you as we navigate together towards a happier and healthier life. So this is our AC freezer option. Basically what it is a 3.5 cubic foot standing freezer that is hooked up to an external thermostat here, which is run off of a 1000 watt inverter. All right, so basically how this system works, you have your external thermostat, and this plugs directly into your outlet. So you will need a standard AC outlet, meaning that if you have a 12 volt battery bank, you're gonna have to have an inverter. So we actually have a 1100 watt inverter that we got off Amazon. I think it was maybe $70-$80, so not that expensive. And that gives you that AC power. So that has to be running 24/7. We found a fairly efficient one that only runs on about 5 watts. So we have that running 24/7, which gives us power to that outlet. The thermostat that's plugged into that outlet is then plugged into your appliance. There's also a temperature sensor that goes into your freezer from that thermostat. And you can set that thermostat to be any temperature, to kick that appliance on at any temperature you like. So we set it between 38 and I believe 45 degrees. So something like your standard refrigerator. So when the internal temperature of our freezer gets to 46 degrees, it will kick that appliance on and it will run until it gets to 38 degrees. So it's running for a matter of seconds every hour just to maintain that ambient refrigerator temperature. And we run this obviously 24/7. So at night, when we do not have any solar charging going on, it's still running all night long. And every morning when I wake up, I don't think I've ever seen our battery bank anything less than 90%. And it's going to be topped right back up to 100% with our 400 watts of solar and maintained all day long, probably at 9 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning latest on a cloudy day, and it maintains it there. So this thing is taking next to nothing as far as actual power consumption. And again, with the size that you're getting here, I don't know if it can be beat. All right, so some pros of running this specific style freezer as your fridge. For one, it's gonna have thicker insulated walls. Two, it's going to be top opening. So that's going to keep a lot of that cooler air down as opposed to your front opening options. And three, as a freezer, running this thing 24/7, it has an energy rating of 0.45 kilowatts hours per 24-hour period, which is going to be 450 watt hours. Now, on this thermostat option, this kicks on for maybe 15 seconds for every 20 minutes that we have it plugged in. It's on for seconds per hour. It takes next to nothing. Once that gets cold, it stays cold. It only kicks on just to maintain that temperature. So as far as energy efficiency goes, I have a hard time believing that those other 12-volt options are any better. In fact, this might actually be better, and it is a fraction of the cost. I think we paid maybe just over $200 for the freezer itself. We actually got a second inverter even, because our original inverter was a little bit larger, a little bit less efficient. And I think we paid 70, 80 bucks for that inverter. And then that thermostat was maybe 30 bucks. So all in all, we're talking barely $300 for this entire setup, when a lot of those options, those 12-volt or those three-way freezer fridge options, are over $1,000. So I think when you're talking about the space as well here, take a look at this. Guys, this thing is massive. This particular model as well has both of these baskets, which I would definitely recommend. It makes it a whole heck of a lot easier to pack this full with food, but you can then take these out and get to the food at the bottom. We just got back from a trip, so there's not a lot of food in here, and you can see just how deep this thing is. So we had no problem putting more than 7 days worth of food in there, and we had no problems getting to it. If you're on a budget, this might be the option for you. Now, all of that said, there are always going to be caveats here, right? And the biggest one with this particular option is that these AC appliances, like these freezers, are not designed and built to be taken in the mobile setting. With all the gyrating, those 12-volt coolers probably going to hold up a whole heck of a lot better than this type of an option. So that's the one criticism that I think I would give this option, is that you're risking potentially this thing breaking from shaking around too much. So there are a few things that we did as preventative measures to hopefully keep this from happening. So our freezer is seated on a foam pad, and it is wedged in here. So we screwed in this board across the front, and it's wedged in on the sides. So it is literally not going anywhere. So again, will this work? I have absolutely no idea. We've had this option for less than a week of actually traveling. It's been plugged in and working for us really well for a few months just in the driveway. But I will be sure to hop back on the comments a week from now, a couple weeks from now, months from now, and let you guys know how this thing is holding up as well. But from what I can tell, this might be the option if you are looking to save a couple $100 and get some more space. So again, guys, if I am way off the mark, if I am missing something, somebody please blow me up in the comments. But if my research is correct, and if everything holds up, this could be an awesome option. If anybody has done this option, is doing this option, has tried it, let me know in the comments if it's working out for you. And likewise, if you have any other questions, comments, concerns, throw those in the comments. I'll try to address those. If you have any specific questions for future videos, any ideas there, comment away. And with that, I will leave you and see you again on the next bus build breakdown.